May 13th, 2019. Just a quick greenhouse update. Did a Nutrilive nutrient dose the other night in here, which is a product that's new to me from Advancing Eco Agriculture. They've had it for a while, but I thought I would use it as a base drench and feed and foliar for my crops, and then I can address specific deficiencies with some of their other more selective products. I'm probably going to do a video on those because I always have people asking me for simple answers for how they can improve their crop health and nutrition. And soil agronomy and well, soil biology and agronomy and all of that is quite a complex science. So it's hard to reduce things down to a simple answer. But I think that's one good answer that I can give people. And so I'll do a video on that upcoming shortly. Anyway, this is just a quick update. It's 40 degrees, or I think it's 40 now. It was 38 last night and raining. 38 all day yesterday. Cold and crappy out. So I've been running the stove in the greenhouse, which is really unusual for May, or middle of May. I'm usually done by the 1st of May. Usually by the middle of April, actually. So we're kind of holding off in the greenhouse and hanging out and waiting for things to happen. No big deal. Plants are growing pretty well. They're happy and healthy still. I did move those first crimson beefsteak and cherry tomatoes outside to start acclimatizing them. They got a cold shock from that, and also they were getting too tall, so I reseeded those, and we'll be redoing them again so that we don't have a negative effect on critical points of influence, so we can maximize yields later in the season. I'll probably do a video and talk more about that at some point. In the back there is sweet Thai basil. That's doing really well. Very happy. It's also very anxious to get in the regular soil. These are those aromas that I got from, I don't know where I got them, Adams Ferrica Farms, I think. Yeah, I forget what they're called, but whatever. Those are those. These are their Tomato Bush Roma Supremo that were like, I don't know, they were like $4 for 10 seeds, they say. I got 11. Although that one's a little slow on producing its second leaf set, so that's interesting. Anyway, these are holy basil here. I just topped these tonight. Had a munch. They're delicious. This also is another holy basil, obviously in a little bit bigger pot. They're planted at the same time, so you can see the difference there, just in soil volume availability. These are boot jolokia peppers that were given to me by my friend Joe. I wintered them over, and now they're starting to really sprout back. They've been through some soil bump ups, some foliar feeds, and I did add a little goat manure on top to break down slowly over the season. They are actually starting to flower already, so that's exciting. So it looks like we'll have some boot jolokia peppers before, who knows, maybe before we even get plants in the soil. See, I showed you those. Delicata squash, Delicata honey boat that I bought last year and ran a seed run on are all up and doing well. They're throwing their first true leaf out. Most of those germinated, I think maybe even all. Well, exception of 1 or 2, but overall, fantastic germination rate on that. Those are doing well. Hoping soil temperatures and outside temperatures come up nice. This is German chamomile. I picked some of this up also. Looking forward to growing that again. That's an excellent, excellent tea, and smells wonderful and excellent for bees. Lots of bees like to go in on those. Let's see. Over here we have. Let's see. I gotta read my label. Oh, this is cumin, as in the spice cumin. That is a fairly warm climate crop, and so I'm trying to start it real early. I think it's 100 to 120 days to harvest, so I gotta really gallop out of the gate here on it. Looks like some of that is coming up. I'm not entirely sure, but this is Coast of Maine potting soil, which is pretty good about being sterile from seed and that kind of stuff, or weed seeds, I should say. So I think those probably are actually cumin coming up. good to see that. And I have to say, I don't recognize that that germination, you know, that plant. That doesn't look like any other plant I've grown before, so it's like that probably actually is cumin coming up, so that's exciting. And then these are those San Marzano Redorta Italian tomato aromas in the back there, and I don't think we have any germination on that yet. I think they just went in like 2 nights ago, though. Figure I'd also just show you the ginger quick. You can see that the ginger for propagation for this year is starting to really sprout off and take off, and so soon we'll be able to propagate plants out from that. Of course, when the soil temperatures are ready to accommodate it. But it looks like that'll be a decent match this year, and I think I would start earlier in the season next year, just given our climate. Anyway, just thought I would throw that in there. Also, let's not forget the sweet potatoes. Who are vining everywhere vigorously. I mean, everywhere. And of course they had a dose of foliar feed nutrition, and they've had good water, spring water as well. And they're on this thermal mass for warmth also. Just waiting for the weather so I can start taking slips and propagating like crazy. Alright. I guess while I'm at it I should show the turmeric. It's doing quite well. You can see it's throwing out nice big leaves. More sprouts and shoots coming. And let's see, I got some hops in and put those in just in planters for now. Some Cascades, Centennial, and Williamette. Looking forward to propagating those out. And the coffee tree is hanging in there. Still have a little bit of whitefly infestation. Finally picked up some photomag, so I'm going to address this whitefly issue once this last nutrient drench has a chance to settle in and work, and we get a little bit more sunlight in the forecast. I'm going to come back through here and do a dose of photomag on everything. That should address our whitefly issue by accelerating photosynthesis tremendously. Let's see, there's a holy basil there in the back right corner. These are jalapenos that I brought in from last year and wintered over. Kind of kept them dormant. Now they're starting to throw new leaves out and grow out. Actually throwing some flowers already. Just seems a little early. And then these are King Arthur peppers here. I don't know if these will survive or not, but they do have some green in the stem. And I think once they get a little bit more light, they should take off. And these rosemary I haven't been really caring for that well, so I might just kick them and replace them with the new propagation lot that I have, which is doing really well. That's outside though, and I don't feel like going out in the rain, so you'll have to wait a little another update for that. I just moved those over to the thermal mass here, given the cold, and I'm actually running the transfer pump right now to pump some heat into that thermal mass. I guess we'll take a look at the chart quick. Might as well, since it's here. You can see it's been pretty cold out here. Outside temperature is the bottom blue line there. You can see we're down below 40 most of the night last night. We come up to a high of what, maybe 52 for a little bit, and then right back down again. And we're supposed to go down to 40 again tonight. You can see I've stoked a couple times here in the past 24 hours, and then tonight I decided to just ramp it up, because if you look at this thermal mass chart for the big tank, that's that 275 gallon tote. Oh, that guy. If you look at that, you can see that that's been declining over the last couple days also, since I haven't really been transferring heat to it. So you can see I turned the pump on today, and I'm pumping some heat back into it. Looks like the average temperature on that right now is right around 72. I like to keep that closer to 80 for the stuff that's on it for germinating. And we'll just look at soil temperatures here over the last 7 days. You can see over the last 2 days with this cool rainy weather, soil temperatures are dropping again. And you can see last week when we had cool rainy weather, they did the same thing. And then it started to climb again, which was exciting. And then it dropped again, started to climb again, dropped again. And then later this week they're forecasting better, warmer weather, and a little bit of partly cloudy and maybe some sunshine. So hopefully we'll turn around and get headed for June here, and things will start to warm up. Anyway, just a quick update here in the greenhouse at the Farmacy Seeds Network. Thanks for watching the Farmacy Seeds Network. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.